um, then use this dependent property here, right? You can set dependent for any component, any input field that you put on the form. This is how you can do that. So this is form layout. And then within form layout, you have formatters as well, right? If you want to do formatting, if you want to put some sections, like, these six values that you have here are within this order PC, laptop, and peripherals, right? However, the approval section contains just two values, which is require approval and approval by. Right? So it makes sense to group stuff there, right? So for these purposes, you can use these formatters there, right? You can choose field types. Right? So some of the field types will be, all of the field types will be displayed here, and you can pick and drag and drop these values here, and then you can rename it what you want to do this. For example, if I leave it here as a new choice field and save it, this will be reflected on the form, right? Go and reload it here, right? So you have a new choice field here. Yeah, go ahead.
So what you showed the fields, those were the different data types of
Yeah. So
and you
so
can drag and drop here.
yeah, essentially what you are doing here is you are adding a column to the table, the PC order table, because you are dragging one data type here and then you are customizing it, you are adding values to it. So this column will be appended to the existing table that you have, and you will have a new field there, right? So whatever value you insert here, the data will be inserted into the table as well, right? Make sense?
And can you link this field to one of the custom tables you have created?
Yeah. Obviously, this application has a base table as PC order table, right? You are aware about that. The table that we
Yeah.
created while creating the application. So the field that you add here will go directly into the PC order table,
Oh, okay.
right?
So when you add these fields, it start appending these different table columns when you build this form.
Right, right, right. It starts doing that. Oh, I
Oh,
wanted to show one more thing. For example, this is a choice field, right? Choice field, like, the select field that we have, sample choice field, right? And now we have three choices here: choice one, choice two, choice three. If you want to add choice four, go ahead and do. Let's do something else. Sample choice. Now, here's the same button. And this is the value that you want to put here. So, we have the value here. I need to close it. Save it. Go back here. Reload form. We have the fourth item here. Let's go back to the PC order application and see if we are able to find out what we did is available there. So today I'll be using this studio to look into, because I want to show you how you can use studio. So this studio is kind of IDE, right? And when you use this, you do not have to go to all of the components separately and play with them, right? All you need to do is land on this studio page, see all the available components right in one place. See these. So for data modeling, we have this section. This includes the table and stuff that we are talking about. The form and UI, the form, the list layout, the related lists, etc. that you want to show on the form will come in this section. Client development will take UI policies and client scripts, some sort of scripting that you want to apply on the form, that will come under UI policy, client development, not UI policy, that will come under the subheads client development. Any client side coding that you are going to do will come into this client development section. Then access control, the access control mechanisms that we set up for the application, groups and rules and other access control measures. the scoping, etc., that will come into this access control section. This is navigation. This is pretty obvious. The last one is notification. We'll be talking about notification as well today, right? What if you want to send emails out of the application on different activity that user performs? If you want to send emails out, how do you do that, right? So this is how you will do that. So that's that. Let's go to the PC order table and see what is in there. Do you see the sample choice field now? Right? So this is what we added there. So once you add something, some column using the form layout that is reflected in the backend and that gets added into the table.
Okay. So can I ask a quick question,
Sure.
Rahul? So ultimately, you need to create a custom table first and then associate it with the application. You cannot just play around with the system tables, right, in your application, or there you can.
If you are creating custom applications, you will like to have a better control, so you will create your custom tables, right? Because the moment you create custom table, there is the moment you create a custom application, there is at least one custom table created in the backend, right? You are aware of that, right? Because when we created PC order application, the table was created in the backend. So there are two ways. Either you create table first and then create application on top of the table, or you create the application and the table gets created by default. So these are the two ways,
Oh,
right? Talking about modifying the system tables, you can do that, right? Uh, you can include newer columns into the system table, right? Because that could be a business case where you actually require to update the system table to include some more fields, columns, properties, etc. The reason is, um, so we know about change application or incident or problem applications. So these are the standard IT service management applications available in ServiceNow and some other legacy applications as well in your enterprise. Now, if you try to port the whole of the system from the legacy environment, the system and data, if you want to put everything from the legacy environment to ServiceNow environment, and there could be a case where the business processes that you had into your enterprise is not getting fit into the out of the box change management or incident management application. The reason is the table structure that is defined into the ServiceNow environment for change application or incident application may not be identical to what you have in your enterprise, right? So how do we manage that? Either we manage that by altering the system table, which is being taken care there, or you create new tables and you create relations and you use joins, etc., to get the required data in a proper fashion. Make sense?
oh, yes, yes. So one more question.
Sure.
Please bear with me.
No
So
problem.
is there a bearing on like performance side of the house? If you use the system table, you get improved performance versus you use the custom table, which is based on the system table. I mean,
I
is there a
Yeah, go ahead.
so I mean, what is the performance bearing? Because a lot of times in Remedy, every time you go and create a custom form which is based on the regular form, you see some degradation in performance. So is it something you have to worry about?
I don't think so. This service now is a very optimized application. So even if you use system tables, I don't think there will be big challenge like what you face in Remedy or something like that. So, but it's always good to have your custom tables in place for activities that you are going to do. But I'm not saying that you can't use system tables and there will be a performance impact. Absolutely not.
Okay, understood. Thanks.
No problem. So So this is about table. Let's quickly go back to the PC order application. I'll go back to layout.
I
And
have a quick question.
yeah, go ahead.
This PC order application which you are referring to, which
Hmm.
we have created in the previous classes, or it was built-in application
No,
which you are
this is
working
the
on?
custom application we created earlier.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, have you noticed the moment I open this form, this gets incremented. The number gets incremented. Even if I do not save the record, it gets incremented. So this is how, you know, this is how typically this application, this service now behaves. If I reload it, see it incremented to 50. If I reload it one more time, it goes to 5. Just wanted you to know that it happens. Now, let's see what's in there for form layout. So form layout, another way to organize your data fields on the form. Like for example, you can change the order of these stuff. You could include more fields in here. Change the order of it. Put a splitter, etc. If you want to. Like this one is split. This is a separator being used here. So you can do stuff like that. I'll not use this right now. Then you can create views as well. For example, see this is form view and section. If you want to create views to this application, use this list layout, use this screen, this form to create views, right? Like this one has a default view only right now, right? And this is applicable, this is applicable to, this takes care of all these sections that we have here. It contains PC order, approval and additional comments, right? If you want to create a new field, so you can create that using this section as well, create new field. So it is the same thing, but in a different way, slightly different way. Right? You could create a new field on the form. What was that? Form layout. Forgot that. Yeah, form design as well. And now you can do that for on form layout page as well. Right? You can create new fields using this one. Now, to create views, just use this new button. Create view, test view, and show whatever field that you want to display on the view by using this, right? For example, if I select this as view name and then I get rid of these and save it and try to find out if we have some view. Okay, we'll have to do view association. We'll be doing later. I'll take it later because that will be good in my opinion. So I'll come back to you with view association. Now one more time to form layout. Let me see if we are left with something else. Okay, the view was not. Okay. I think this is pretty much on the form list layout. Mm, related lists. So we talked about related lists. These are the sections that come down the form, down the page on the form, and that will be some sort of a record related to the existing record that you have. So this PC order application uses just one related list, which is attachments right now. So that is coming in the related list section on the PC order application. So if you go here, configure related list, you have this one, right? And this is associated to the default view right now. right? We'll have to see if we can create, we can include more related list to it, but that's dependent on what tables are you using on the form, right? Because if I'm using task table, for example, so then I'll have different other related lists appearing on this screen, and we'll be able to associate those related lists to this form, right? So this is a custom table that we are using, and that is not associated to some other table. So the number of related lists available is low, and we only have this attachment related list right now. So if I get rid of this one and I save this, it means that in the default view, you will not be able to see the related list section now. See, it has gone away because you opted it out, right? You don't want to see the related list section here, the attachment section here. So that was stripped off. So that was related list. So there is another view of doing this, of seeing these stuff, the config, all the items available in this configuration. If I go here, configure, and if I hit this all option, so all of these options will come in some sort of tabbed representation here. You can see business rules, client scripts, and all other items that were there available in the contextual menu. You can see all those items here. Just a neat way to present the stuff here. Um, let's go to UI actions. We have not defined any UI action here. UI policy. Let's talk about UI policy a bit. If you see here, when I hit this require approval, this approval by field becomes mandatory, right? So there should be some sort of some sort of binding or some sort of script that we have written in the backend that is taking care of this. Because usually if you are creating a web application, stuff like these will be controlled by Java scripting on the client side, right? Uh, and then it will do all of the client side validation for you, right? So some sort of mechanism should be there which will control these kind of client side validations, right? If you are working on some server side components, then server side components, you have server side validation controls available on different languages and technologies. So so it's the same one, right? You just need to control the behavior of the items available on the form, and you can do that by putting validations, etc. You can do that by doing checks. So in our case here in ServiceNow, we do it using several ways. There are several ways of doing that, but several ways are UI policies, UI actions, and client scripts, right? But if it is just controlling the behavior of the controls on the form, you should use UI policy. So let's see now. Configure. I go to all. Now in the UI section, I have a UI policy here which says make approval by mandatory when approval is required. Okay. Let me open this form one more time. Now see, this is what we are talking about. Require approval. When we check it, approval by becomes mandatory. Make approval by mandatory when approval is required. Right? Now, when I hit this, see what's happening. So this is a UI policy. UI policy is just some sort of condition that you put on the form. So this UI policy is applicable on the PC order table. The display name of the table is PC order. and the real name of the table is this one, and this is circumference within PC order application. It is active right now. The description of this UI policy is this one: make approval by mandatory when approval is required. Now you have to supply the values such as when to apply this UI policy, right? So here you are deciding when do you want to apply this UI policy. So this, when do you want to put this validation on, right? So this is very simple. You just need to put the condition here. For example, you go to this select box, this choice list, and pick all the values that are available on the form. So these will be all the columns from the table that you created in the PC order application, and you could put conditions on each or any or all of these fields, right? Right now, in this case, what we are doing is we are putting the condition on the field which is require approval. And what we are doing is require approval is true, meaning when you select this require approval, right, then this UI policy should trigger. It should work only when you select this require approval checkbox as true, right? So this is the condition when you want to do. Let's talk about what you want to do when this condition is hit. So this is the skip section, right? And this is a very simple JavaScript that I have put here, right? There's a function which is called on condition. So this function will, the function signature will come by default, right? You just need to put what you want to put here. Okay, so this is the code that I have written. Signature was already present, right? So what we are doing right now is, so this is approval by. How do you know the field name of this 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 control here? You just need to right click here and see the field name, right? So on each of these controls, right click on the label field and see the name of the field there. So this is user underscore name, this is just number, this is sys created on, this one is order bot, this one is sys created by, require approval, and this one is approval by. So this is these are the two values that we need right now. So see, so when the condition above is met, what are we doing? We are hitting this script, which is a JavaScript. The signature of it was available when you started working on this one. And now what you do is you put a single line of code here to make the approval by field mandatory, right? So this is just this single line of code that we are doing for making it mandatory. And the line reads here gform underscore set mandatory and the name of the field which is approval by, this one, and we are making it true, right? Which means on this condition we are making this set mandatory as true, right? With that we have a else condition, else block available as well. See here, execute if false. If the condition above, if this condition becomes false, what do? You do gform.setMandatory approval by false. So you are toggling between, making it mandatory. The approval by field you are making mandatory or you are making it optional. So this is what you are doing. Okay. Now you will ask me, what is this gform, right? So gform, yeah, that's an obvious question that you'll be asking. What is this gform? There is nothing like gform in JavaScript, right? So I'll say gform is
These
a,
are the classes, right?
yeah, these are the pre-built classes available in ServiceNow that you'll be using, right? You will be using gform mostly to decorate your UI, apply validations, etc., controlling the UI controls available on the form. So this is for gform. this will be done by using gform. Okay, so this gform has various methods available, various functions available that you can use on the scripting section to control the form, right? How do you get more information about gform? wiki.servicenow.com and go to gform, and it will list out all the functions available there. G is glide. So you will see various objects available in ServiceNow which starts with G, like G form, G user, which is glide form, glide user, glide Ajax, right? So these kind of objects will be available in ServiceNow scripting that you'll be using. So see here, this is the glide form that we are talking about, and it says this is a JavaScript file used to customize forms, right? We talked about it. It's a global object, obviously. It was created by ServiceNow, and ServiceNow has made it a global object, right? And glideform.js and g underscore form are only used on the client. You cannot use it for server side. Meaning, if you want to do a database hit, you cannot use gform to do that. Right? You will have to use something else. Okay. For example, the server side component could be glide record. The glide record will be used to hit the database and get out data from the database, or update data into the database. So that's glide record, and that's server side component. But the client side component, gform, is only able to control the form properties, form controls, or to summarize, to control the UI behavior of the form, etc. Okay. Now the method summary is here. These are the methods that will be available there using the gform class, right? So there are several methods available. I'll show you some so that you get an idea. If you want to do something on the form, how will you do that? And then when we come back to scripting, um, as part of the developer modules, we'll be doing scripting around all these methods. Okay. Let me pick the simplest one right now. The simplest one becomes as set visible. So what if you want to make your approval by field so if I want to make the approval by field invisible, can I do that? Yeah, I will do that when the approval by field becomes optional. Okay, makes sense? So this is another very simple method available here. First one we used was set mandatory. The next that we are going to use is set visible. Now, when the condition does not hit, when it falls into the false statement, then we are going to make this approval by field invisible. Okay. Now let's update it. Let's try to reload this one. So see, now this is unchecked. We don't have this approval by field here. Let's check it. Oh, okay. I should have done that already. Let me go back. Since I am making it invisible, I have to make it visible as well. So I'll have to paste this statement here in this section as well and make it true. I'll update it. Not UI policy. PC orders. See? So this is another method that you can pick from the GForm class and use there. Another one would be show error box uh, or show field message. Let me try to do this and see if we can add a field message there. Configure UI policy. Go here and you can use your alerts as well. Like we said that these are JavaScript code. And you want to implement some JavaScript code here, do that. You are free to do. See, you get a JavaScript alert here, right? Because this script, ServiceNow accepts JavaScript code, so you are able to do that. You can put your JavaScript code in here as well. But as far as you want to control the component behaviors, then you will have to use uh, the ServiceNow provided glide objects, the G form, the glide form.
So here's one more question.
Sure.
So can we put the control structure in those JavaScript?
Control
like if then
yeah, you can do
condition.
that. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that.
Okay.
You can put your own block here, like if put whatever you want to put, right?
Oh,
You
that's pretty powerful.
very powerful. I'll tell you, very powerful. And see, with this Geneva release, the level of control that you have using this IDE and this code window is amazing. It's simply amazing. We didn't have this intelligence feature available up until future release. See here, the moment you type in gform and you do dot, you'll get all the methods available in here, right? And you select this,
Okay.
right? And you select this, you put your values here, right? Whatever you want to do, you save it, and then you have these control buttons that you can use to see what you can do. For example, if you want to do formatting, use this one and it will format for you. What happened? Yeah, you can use toggle comment to make it a comment. Format code, for example, if you want to do formatting, it will format for you. So see, when I hit this format code, it will automatically format it. You can do replace, you can do replace all, you can search for your text in here, find next, and then you can do a syntax check as well. For example, if I miss the semicolon, should ask for semicolon as well. Let's see. Mhm. Do something wrong and see. Why is it not asking? Yeah, it is showing you some sort of message, right? And
Oh,
say,
syntax errors.
yeah, it will ask you to fix errors. It should ask for this as well because this is a error statement that I put here. Yeah, now it is asking.
It's a mini IDE actually, like
Yeah, yeah,
Eclipse.
exactly. It's a mini IDE, right? It's very powerful, very, very powerful. Gives you enough control of what you want to do. And then JavaScript in itself is very powerful, and you can use JavaScript clubbed with these glide functions and glide classes, which makes it amazing. Makes it amazing. Now, so that was a very simple component, which is UI policy. Now you can try on creating applications and applying complex policies as well, right? So that kind of assignment that you should be doing, because this PC order application is one of the simplest applications that we have created. In real world, it will not be that much simple. So you should start creating applications on your own, or maybe I can give you some scenarios where you can create application, put in workflow, put in notification, etc. And then you try to do that, right? So some sort of imagination, hypothetical concept that I can build for creating applications, putting those values in here, and then you can work on that and apply complex policies, actions, data policies, etc. So try doing that. So that was UI
Yep.
policy. We'll talk about data policy as well, but as of now, we are not implementing any data policy on this one, so I'll skip this one right now. We'll come back to it, but this is on the same lines like we did for UI policy. This will remain on the same lines, data policy, right? We'll come back to it when we think that this is the appropriate time to do that. UI action, we'll come back to this as well because I know UI action and related link are something that I need to take when we reach there. What I need to do right now is I need to do notifications. Let me show you something. Can we refresh it? See, I have emails like this, right? This is coming from my IT service desk, and you know why it is my IT service desk, because in the system properties, in the email properties, when we go down, so this is Geneva, and they have organized this a little bit different than we have on usually. Mm, should be somewhere here. Hang on a second. What I need to show you right now is how we configured for the other instance the display name for the email. So see, it will be a good exercise. You will see the difference between the two instances. Which one is Fuji and another one is Geneva. So I'll go to System, Properties, and I will hit Email. And see how they have organized it here. I'm talking about this one. Uh, very good. I'm talking about this one. Outgoing mail display name, right? So the email that I am receiving here is coming from my IT service desk, and this is from this instance. And they change it a little bit. It will not be here. Mm, no. There should be that outgoing email display there somewhere. Let me search it. So the ultimate result, ultimate thing that I can do is, if I don't find it there, what I can do is I can go to global application. I search it here. I can go to global application and then play with it here. But I want to find it from this one. I'll find that out. They have reorganized their stuff somewhere here. I'll find that out and let you know. Okay. Apologies on that one. I just don't seem to find that display field here in the Geneva release. I'll find that out. Okay, so what I was talking is, when I submit requests from PC order application, this email gets out. This email gets sent out to somebody, right? How do we do that? And it contains the information from the change request, like the PC order number. It is coming right from the sorry, it is coming right from the order number of the PC application, right? And then there are other information that you might want to put in while sending out email. So you have this feature available here. Let's go and see. I'll go into the PC orders application, configure, and I'll go to notifications. So notifications are also based on tables, right? So this is one notification that I have created for this table, which is PC order, meaning I have created this notification for the PC orders application, right? And then when I created this email notification, I also created an email template that will show to you in the email notification that I am going to send to my users what all information I want to include so that the users can see all those kind of information. For example, in this one, what I am doing is I am putting this text here. PC order has been created by the created by. So this is the free text that I have kept here. And this is the name of the person coming right from the record PC order from the PC order table, right? So this is the dynamic value. This one is again static test up until here. This one is a dynamic value coming from the PC order record. This one is a static text, and then followed by any approval by name, which is dynamic value if it is chosen by the user on the PC order submission form, right? So this is kind of notification email template that I have created. So let's go into the email template first, or let's go to the email notification first. So I'll hit this pc.order.submit.notification. So this is email notification. What you do is you create an email notification here, and then you associate to the table that you want to apply this notification to. In this case, since we wanted to apply this notification to the PC order application, we have this PC order table here. Okay, this is marked as active. Now again, when do you want to send this notification? That's the question. I have chosen inserted and updated. Means when a record into the PC order table is either inserted or updated, I'll send this notification out, right? And there is no condition that I have applied on this one. So just insert and update. There could be other condition like, when the record is inserted or updated and approval by is not empty. Okay, this becomes a valid case. When do you want to send email? If the approval by is not empty and the record is either inserted or updated. Make sense?
Yep.
Now, so that's when to send, right? Now that you have defined that when to send that notification, you must define who will receive this notification, right? So this is who will receive section. Now you have this users list box available here where you can either reference the user table and get all the records available. You can pick whatever you want to and add those users in here. For example, I'll pick Deepa Shah as well. Now Deepa is coming in here and I'll lock it. Or you can add emails abc.test@test.com and then you can include it here, right? So either you get from the users table or you put your free text email values in this email section here and you add to the list, right? And get rid of this one, not it. So this is users, right? What if you want to send email notification to a whole group? Pick a group then, right? Group information is here, sorry. You can pick a group then here from here. So when you do this lookup field here, when you hit this lookup button, you'll get all the groups available in the system from the groups table that will be listed here. You can pick multiple values as well and then email to all those users and the groups that you selected will go out. Okay, I'm not picking any group right now. I just wanted to show. For example, this capacity management. If you pick this capacity management and submit it, save it here in this notification section. The next time any record is inserted or updated into the PC order table, the email will go to these three plus all personnel available in this capacity management group. Okay. Now we can have users or groups from the related tables as well, right? So, for example, if you want to put approval by field here, right? If you want to pick fields from the form that contains information about the user. For example, this approval by contains a field on the form that basically contains user information. So you can pick that information as well here, right? Doing that will allow you to send emails to all these three plus the people available in the group that you have selected plus the person who is chosen as a approval by field on the form while submitting the record. So this comes into the picture while you are submitting. This is a dynamic value that you're going to do, right? So we created a notification. We identified when to send that notification. We identified who to send that notification. Now let's talk about what do you want to send to that person, right? So that point of time when you want to decide what do you want to send to that person, you have to create an email template, right? For that I have used this pc.order.submit.email. So this is basically a template that I have created, an email notification. Why it is a template? Because it contains some dynamic values in it, right? That will be populated during the runtime and sent to the persons involved in the workflow during the runtime itself, right? So you do not know what you want to what are the values that you are going to send to the person exactly, because that comes into the runtime, and you also not know whom to send that email because that's also a dynamic value. What you know is there is a set of people, a group of people, or there are some people who have qualified to get this, who are qualified to get this email, and the system will identify whom to send those emails that you have defined earlier, right? But you still do not know the hard-coded values of the email, etc. So now, when you create this template, you define the subject. So first of all, the email template was selected, EC order submit email. Now you see that this is a lookup field, means there must be some other templates available as well, right? Right now, in the email templates table, I have just one email created. This one is the one that I created for this PC order application, just one. You can pick whatever email template that you want by choosing this lookup field here, going to this email template table and picking up whatever template that you want to. Right now we are doing this one, and within this email template, the subject is written as PC order submitted by the sys underscore created by field, which is coming from the form, and then within the email body, you are doing this. PC order has been submitted, created by this person, this line, and this line. Now you would say, what is this dollar value that you are having here? So if you closely look at it, the one within the curly braces is the field name from the form. Sys created by number and approval by dot name. Okay? How do you get that? Do you have to remember the field names? No, you don't. You don't have to remember those field names because those field names will appear here. All the field names from the form that you have designed, or in other words, all the field names from the PC order table will appear here. Right? What you need to do is just hit on it. You have to do a single hit. Right? I'm just adding everything here without putting some sort of meaningful human readable text, just to show you that we can get values during the runtime. Right? Now you now you put these field names as part of a as variable here on the form that will get populated on during the runtime when you put in values on the form and submit. Right? So let's do that. Let's update this one. Let's go to PC orders. Let's try to create a request. I'll do username as, let's say, SNC Mix server user. Time is this. Created by Rahul. Order what? I'll pick desktop. Require approval, yes. And approval by, let's say, Deepa. Try to see if email gets out updated by Rahul and sample choice field. Sample choice field. Then I'll submit. So the request number is 1068. So this one, right? So technically, the system should now send email out, right? Let's verify that if the email was sent out or not. Now, email will go out if my configuration for email on the system on this instance is correct. System properties. Emails are enabled, so technically this email should go out. I think I included my personal emails. It should come here. Let me search. Nothing yet. So if nothing has gone out, we'll do one thing. We'll go to debug. I didn't want to do this right now, but I will have to. No, not debug. I'll go to logs. Just to see if the system is sending out emails or not, I'll go to the log section and see email logs, right? And I'll see all the records created today. Okay? And now I see that at 4:13, 1907, this is the system time. I believe that's a GMT time, right? So whatever timing this instance is having right now, at 4:13, 1907, an email was sent out by admin, right? So this is a log. System maintains the log of each and every activity that you are doing. Okay. If you want to see the preview of HTML body of the email that you sent out, see here. So this is the change request, the PC order number that we copied earlier, PC order 1068. So, so this email has been sent out from the system that contains all this information. So remember, these were the values that we added without adding any meaningful text there. These are those values coming out from the record, right? It was created by admin. The order number was this one. We chose Deepa Shah as approval by. The created date was today, this time. Date of order was this. Number was this. Required approval was true. Sys ID came to as like this one. Updated ID is this. There are 0 updates to that change request, and created date is this one. So this is specific data. Okay. That email should be, yeah, here. I have this email now. See, the same email has come here. That was in transit. Okay. So this is one of the email IDs that I provided while we created that notification. Notification. See this email ID. So this is my email ID here. This one. Okay. So this is how you can include email notification within your application. Templates. There is a separate template section that you can use. Email templates. You can come here and create your template here. Test, test. You pick the table that you want to use. For example, PC order. So the moment you choose PC order, all the fields from the PC order table will come here. If you choose some other table, for example, if I pick change request table, the values will change here. It will come from the change request table, right? And then you can pick the value that you want to pick from this one. Whatever you want to pick, right? Now then you can put these formatting as well: bold, italicized, underline. You can choose different font family, different font sizes. You can include tables. You can change text color. You can apply some sort of background color, etc. Right? You can insert a link. You can remove a link. You can insert an image, insert a video link, etc. Right? So all sort of stuff that you can do here. You can insert some source code as well, some JavaScript code. Right? You insert all those things here, and then you create this email template. And once you are done with creating this email template, you go to notification. Pick the right notification for you and choose the email template, right? And then you are done. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. I think That's all I wanted to cover today. Questions?
I'm good.
Thank you. Deepa and Prabha?
I think I need to work on the system, get a feel of it to ask any questions. No, right now I don't have any questions.
Okay. Prabha, you have any?
No questions as of now. I was introduced to this Geneva release.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah.
I found it interesting that all those variables can be selected on the fly.
Yeah.
I have worked for some time in Fuji release, but it was not there.
Okay.
Interesting.
Great. So if you come across any questions or doubts, feel free to send me email, and I'll make sure that I'm ready for you for answering those questions by the next session, or I'll send email responses as well. Either of the two. Okay.
So this was the administration module, is it? So
Yeah.
similarly, the development module as well.
Yeah. So the three attendees, Parth, Deepa, and Sweeney, all three have of them have opted for admin and developer. So we started with the admin module first. We are doing a lot of admin stuff, but scripting, which comes as part of developer training, is also getting introduced every now and then, like we did GForm today, right? So we'll be including all those stuffs. So we are playing with the order of the stuffs in the curriculum that we had. There is a different order that we have there in the curriculum, but we are playing with the order. We are making sure that it makes more sense to have those items in a proper order, right? Like we are talking in terms of application. So how do you include all those components within applications, and how do you ensure that the right amount of scripting that you need to do, and where you need to do that within the application. So that's the reason we are playing with the order, but we are making sure that we include each of the topics that you mentioned in the curriculum.
Mhm. Okay, thank you for the session, Rahul.
Thank you. All right then.
Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you.
Tomorrow.
Have a good night.
Thank you, Rahul. See you tomorrow.
Bye.